Older people who like to be alone often radiate a deep sense of authentic gratitude, a quality that brings peace to their lives and inspires those around them. Unlike superficial thankfulness that is expressed out of habit or social expectation, their gratitude comes from the heart, shaped by years of experiences, challenges, and lessons. They have seen life in its fullness, the joys and sorrows, gains and losses, and this perspective allows them to truly appreciate even the smallest blessings. Authentic gratitude shows in the way they find joy in ordinary things. A warm cup of tea, a phone call from a loved one, or the beauty of a sunrise can bring them immense contentment. Where others may overlook such moments, they pause to savor them, knowing how precious and fleeting life's simple joys can be. Their solitude enhances this ability, because time alone sharpens their awareness of life's quiet gifts that might otherwise go unnoticed. This gratitude also extends to people. Older individuals who embrace solitude often appreciate genuine relationships more deeply than ever. They may no longer have large social circles, but they cherish the few meaningful connections they maintain. A kind gesture, a visit, or even a shared laugh becomes a treasure rather than something taken for granted. By expressing sincere appreciation, they strengthen bonds and spread positivity. Their gratitude is also rooted in resilience. Having endured hardships, such as illness, financial struggles, or the loss of loved ones, they recognize the value of what remains. Instead of dwelling on what is gone, they focus on what is still present, their health, their independence, or simply the gift of another day. This mindset not only nurtures their own peace but also demonstrates to others that happiness is not about having everything, but about appreciating what you already have. Furthermore, authentic gratitude contributes to their overall well-being. Studies show that grateful people experience less stress, better sleep, and greater emotional stability. For older people, this means gratitude is more than just a perspective, it is a tool for maintaining health and joy in later years. Ultimately, authentic gratitude in older people who like being alone is a quiet yet powerful force. It transforms solitude into serenity, hardships into lessons, and ordinary days into blessings. Their example reminds us that a grateful heart doesn't just make life easier, it makes it richer, no matter our age. Older people who like to be alone often embody a powerful quality that is easy to overlook: quiet resilience. This resilience is not loud or boastful, but subtle, steady, and deeply rooted in years of lived experience. Having weathered countless challenges, whether financial struggles, health issues, personal losses, or changing times, they have developed the strength to endure hardship with grace. Unlike younger generations who may openly express frustration or resistance, their resilience often shows in silence, patience, and a calm ability to adapt. This quiet strength comes from perspective. When you have lived through wars, economic downturns, family crises, and personal trials, you begin to understand that hardships eventually pass. Older people carry this perspective with them, which allows them to face new challenges without panic. They have learned that life's storms cannot always be controlled, but they can always choose how to respond. That choice, to endure with dignity rather than collapse under pressure, is the essence of their resilience. Solitude often strengthens this resilience. Older individuals who prefer being alone use their quiet time to process difficulties instead of running away from them. Reflection allows them to gain clarity, heal emotionally, and come back stronger. They are less likely to be distracted by noise or external influences, which makes them better equipped to focus inward, rebuild, and continue moving forward even when life feels heavy. Their resilience is also evident in how they handle loss. Many older people have experienced the passing of friends, siblings, or even life partners. Yet despite the grief, they find ways to keep going, cherishing memories, adapting to new realities, and seeking meaning in their solitude. Their ability to carry on with courage and acceptance serves as an unspoken inspiration to those around them. Another dimension of their resilience lies in adaptability. Technology, culture, and lifestyles change rapidly, but older people who prefer solitude often navigate these shifts with patience. They may not adopt everything new, but they find ways to adjust without feeling left behind. This adaptability shows that resilience is not just about survival, but about continuing to grow in the face of change. In essence, the quiet resilience of older people who like to be alone is a gentle but powerful reminder that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it whispers in steady determination, silent endurance, and the graceful ability to keep moving forward no matter what life brings. Older people who like to be alone often excel at setting and maintaining healthy emotional boundaries, a quality that adds strength and balance to their lives. Having gone through years of relationships, work challenges, and family responsibilities, they understand the importance of protecting their mental and emotional well-being. By their later years, they have learned the invaluable lesson that not every person, situation, or problem deserves their energy. Emotional boundaries are essentially limits people set to safeguard their peace, values, and emotional health. For older individuals who enjoy solitude, these boundaries come naturally. They no longer feel guilty about saying no when something doesn't align with their well-being. They choose carefully whom to spend time with and what conversations to engage in. This selectiveness is not selfishness, it is self-respect. By valuing their own needs, they preserve the peace they cherish so deeply. One reason older people develop such strong boundaries is experience. Over the years, they have likely encountered toxic people, draining situations, or conflicts that left them exhausted. Through trial and error, they learned that constantly pleasing others comes at the cost of personal happiness. Now, in their later years, they embrace solitude as a way to recharge and avoid unnecessary drama. They prefer meaningful connections over superficial interactions, which keeps their emotional lives calmer and more fulfilling. Another aspect of their boundaries is emotional independence. Older people who enjoy being alone do not rely excessively on others for validation or self-worth. They have built a stable sense of identity, making them less vulnerable to criticism, gossip, or the need for constant approval. This emotional strength allows them to navigate life with dignity and confidence, even when faced with challenges like aging or health issues. These boundaries also extend to managing stress. By avoiding situations that disturb their peace, they protect not just their mental health but also their physical health. Reduced stress contributes to better sleep, lower blood pressure, and overall well-being, further proof that emotional boundaries are not just psychological, but holistic in their benefits. Ultimately, healthy emotional boundaries allow older people who like being alone to live authentically, without compromising their values or peace of mind. Their example reminds us that protecting our inner world is not only wise but necessary for a fulfilling life. They show that solitude, paired with clear boundaries, is not isolation, it is empowerment. Older people who like to be alone often embody a rare and beautiful quality, contentment and simplicity. After years of striving, working hard, raising families, and experiencing life's ups and downs, many reach a point where they no longer crave extravagance or constant excitement. Instead, they find genuine happiness in the simple things that others may overlook while rushing through life. This contentment comes from perspective. Having seen how material possessions, status, and endless ambition do not guarantee lasting happiness, they begin to appreciate the basics: good health, a peaceful home, a cup of tea, a favorite book, or even the quiet beauty of nature. Unlike the restless desire for more that defines much of younger life, older individuals who enjoy solitude are often satisfied with enough. This shift in mindset brings them calmness, as they are no longer weighed down by comparison or the constant chase for bigger achievements. Their preference for simplicity also shapes their daily routines. Many older people find joy in gardening, cooking their favorite meals, or taking slow walks. These small acts, though ordinary, become sources of comfort and grounding. They understand that fulfillment doesn't always come from grand adventures but from savoring life's ordinary yet meaningful moments. Moreover, simplicity enhances their mental and emotional well-being. By avoiding unnecessary complexity, drama, or clutter, both physical and emotional, they create an environment of peace. For instance, they may choose to downsize their living space, spend time with fewer but more genuine people, or focus on activities that nourish rather than exhaust them. This streamlined lifestyle reduces stress and leaves more room for joy. Contentment and simplicity also reflects their gratitude. They are able to look at what they already have and see abundance rather than lack. A modest meal feels like a feast, quiet evenings bring comfort, and even solitude itself feels rich rather than empty. This gratitude fuels a sense of inner peace that many younger people still struggle to find. Ultimately, older people who like being alone remind us that the secret to happiness is not always in chasing more, but in appreciating less. Their contentment in simplicity is a life lesson for everyone, teaching us that joy lies not in excess, but in valuing the small, often overlooked treasures of everyday life. Older people who like to be alone often cultivate a rich inner world, filled with thoughts, reflections, creativity, and personal meaning. Unlike those who constantly seek external stimulation, they find fulfillment within their own minds and hearts. This depth of inner life allows them to enjoy solitude without feeling bored or lonely, because their imagination, memories, and reflections provide endless avenues of exploration. For many, this inner richness is the result of a lifetime of experiences. Over the years, they have collected stories, lessons, and wisdom from both successes and failures. These experiences become a reservoir they revisit during quiet moments, allowing them to reflect on how far they've come and what they've learned. Such reflection often leads to deeper self-understanding and a sense of gratitude for the journey of life. Creativity also plays an important role in their inner world. Older people who enjoy solitude may channel their thoughts into writing, painting, gardening, music, or other forms of self-expression. Even if they don't share these creations publicly, the act of engaging with them brings a sense of joy and fulfillment. Their solitude becomes a space where they can nurture their creativity without judgment or pressure, simply for the sake of enjoyment and self-discovery. Another dimension of their inner world is spirituality or philosophy. Many older individuals turn inward to explore life's bigger questions, about purpose, meaning, and legacy. Whether through prayer, meditation, or quiet contemplation, they connect with something greater than themselves. This spiritual depth often brings them peace, especially in later years when they begin to reflect more deeply on life's impermanence and the value of each moment. Their inner world also keeps them emotionally resilient. When external circumstances are difficult, such as health issues, the loss of friends, or reduced mobility, they find comfort within their own thoughts and reflections. Instead of depending solely on others for entertainment or distraction, they lean on their ability to find joy in solitude. This makes them more adaptable and capable of finding peace in almost any situation. In essence, the rich inner world of older people who like being alone is their hidden treasure. It makes solitude not a burden, but a blessing, a chance to dive into creativity, wisdom, and self-reflection. For them, being alone is never empty, it is a space full of meaning, imagination, and quiet fulfillment. Older people who like to be alone often display an impressive level of independence. Having lived through decades of responsibilities, challenges, and changes, they have developed the ability to manage life on their own terms. Their preference for solitude is not a sign of weakness or isolation, but rather evidence of their self-sufficiency and confidence in handling life without relying heavily on others. Independence becomes both a necessity and a source of pride as they navigate their later years. Strong independence manifests in different ways. For many older individuals, it is seen in their ability to maintain daily routines without constant assistance. Whether it's cooking meals, managing finances, or taking care of personal needs, they are determined to remain capable for as long as possible. This self-reliance gives them a sense of dignity and purpose, reinforcing the belief that they can still contribute meaningfully to their own lives. Another layer of independence is found in decision-making. Older people who value their alone time often have clear ideas about what they want and need. They are not easily swayed by others' opinions, nor do they feel pressured to follow trends or societal expectations. This ability to make choices confidently, whether about health care, living arrangements, or daily activities, reflects their strength of character and resilience. They know what works for them and are unafraid to stand by those choices. Their independence is also emotional. Instead of depending on constant social interaction for happiness, they find contentment within themselves. They do not require constant validation or approval from others to feel fulfilled. This emotional strength allows them to handle loneliness differently, turning solitude into a form of empowerment rather than something to fear. In many cases, their independence is what makes their solitude so peaceful and rewarding. Strong independence does not mean rejecting support when it is needed. Rather, it reflects the balance between self-reliance and wisdom, the ability to ask for help when necessary, but not to depend on it unnecessarily. Older people who like being alone often have the maturity to recognize when they can manage alone and when collaboration or assistance is more practical. Ultimately, their independence is a testament to a lifetime of resilience, adaptability, and strength. It teaches us that true freedom comes not from having everything done for us, but from cultivating the skills, mindset, and courage to handle life on our own terms, even in the later stages of life. One of the most admirable qualities of older people who like to be alone is their natural preference for peace over drama. By the time someone reaches their later years, they have lived through countless challenges, arguments, misunderstandings, and unnecessary conflicts. With such a wide range of life experiences behind them, they begin to see how little value there is in engaging in constant disputes or entertaining toxic relationships. For them, peace is no longer just a luxury, it becomes a necessity for maintaining emotional balance, physical health, and overall well-being. Unlike younger individuals who may still get drawn into conflicts or feel compelled to prove themselves right, older people often choose silence over arguments. They no longer feel the need to win every debate or correct every misunderstanding. Instead, they prioritize their inner calm, knowing that peace is far more valuable than being right all the time. This mindset reflects maturity and wisdom, as they understand that energy is too precious to be wasted on negativity. Their preference for peace also extends to how they design their daily lives. Many older individuals who prefer solitude are intentional about the people they interact with, the places they go, and the activities they engage in. They distance themselves from environments filled with gossip, unnecessary drama, or toxic energy, choosing instead to surround themselves with calmness, positivity, and meaningful interactions. This doesn't mean they isolate themselves completely, it means they are selective about what and who deserves their time. Moreover, peace of mind directly affects their health. Stress and drama are known to worsen conditions like high blood pressure, heart problems, and anxiety. By avoiding conflict, older people not only protect their emotional well-being but also safeguard their physical health. Their calm lifestyle allows them to enjoy hobbies, practice mindfulness, and savor life's simple pleasures, whether that's reading, gardening, meditating, or just sitting quietly in nature. Perhaps the most inspiring part of their preference for peace is how it influences others around them. Their calm presence often becomes a source of comfort for family members, friends, and even younger generations who admire their ability to stay composed in situations where most people would lose control. In short, older people who like to be alone demonstrate that true strength lies not in confrontation, but in maintaining peace. Their ability to prioritize serenity over drama is a life lesson for everyone, reminding us that sometimes, walking away from conflict is the greatest victory. Older people who enjoy being alone often embody a remarkable level of self-awareness, something that many spend their whole lives chasing but never truly achieve. Self-awareness is the ability to understand one's own thoughts, feelings, desires, and limitations without being overly influenced by external validation. For seniors who prefer solitude, this quality shines through in the way they live their lives. They know what makes them happy, what drains their energy, and what truly matters in their remaining years. This wisdom doesn't appear overnight, it is cultivated through decades of experiences, both joyful and painful, that have shaped their identity and outlook on life. Unlike younger individuals who may struggle to define themselves amidst societal expectations, older people who embrace solitude have often stripped away the noise of external approval. They no longer feel pressured to fit in, impress others, or follow trends that don't resonate with their values. Instead, they stand firmly in who they are. This deep self-awareness allows them to spend time alone without feeling lonely, because they are comfortable in their own company. They can sit in silence, reflect, and even find joy in moments that others may overlook. Another dimension of their self-awareness is emotional intelligence. Older individuals who prefer solitude often have a refined ability to recognize their emotions and manage them effectively. They understand when they need rest, when to withdraw from negative environments, and when to engage with others meaningfully. This creates a healthier balance between social interaction and personal space. Furthermore, self-awareness gives them clarity about their life priorities. They may no longer waste time chasing superficial goals but instead focus on what aligns with their inner values, such as maintaining health, nurturing spiritual beliefs, appreciating nature, or leaving behind meaningful memories for loved ones. This makes their lives more fulfilling and less burdened by unnecessary stress. In essence, deep self-awareness is not just a quality, it's a strength that allows older people who like to be alone to live authentically, peacefully, and with purpose. Their solitude isn't a void to be filled, it's a sacred space where they thrive, reflect, and continue to grow even in their later years.